Hi, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about Panera's charged lemonade scandal. We're going to be talking about the caffeine, consequences, and corporate responsibility. My name is Isabel Binder.
I'm Ella Duhame.
My name is Kylie Macy.
I'm Seth Jernigan.
And I'm Josie Dunkerley.
For our final group project, we've chosen a scandal over a seemingly harmless beverage at one of the leading chain bakery cafes in North America. The Panera Charged Lemonade was marketed as a healthy, energizing alternative and was served alongside standard beverage options. However, the beverage's dangerous hidden caffeine content and high dose of other stimulants resulted in a shocking, disastrous outcome. When the charged lemonade first hit the market in 2022, it was nothing short of viral on social media platforms such as TikTok and Instagram. It was advertised by Panera as a healthy, vegan, clean alternative and was available in self-serve stations alongside teas, sodas, and other beverages. Panera marketed their charged lemonade as an energizing drink comparable to Starbucks refresher products. However, the charged lemonade products contain incredibly high amounts of caffeine, even up to nearly 400 milligrams for a standard large size. Panera's lack of marketing transparency and product labeling caused major health problems and even death for purchasing what was thought to be a refreshing, vitalizing beverage alternative.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about three lawsuits and victims from this scandal that happened with the charged lemonade. And the first lawsuit was filed in 2023 by the parents of Sarah Kotz, who passed away in September of 2022. She was 21 years old and a student at the University of Pennsylvania, and she went into cardiac arrest just hours after drinking the charged lemonade. And she had previously suffered with long QT syndrome, which is a cardiac disorder that causes rapid heartbeats. And this syndrome was managed with medication and with caffeine limitation. And the cause of death was attributed to cardiac arrhythmia related to this condition. And the lawsuit also highlighted her recent membership in Panera's Unlimited Sip Club, which offers free drink refills. And the lawsuit against Panera was claiming that the company failed to provide adequate warning about this drink's high caffeine content. The second lawsuit was filed in December of 2023 by the family of Dennis Brown, who was a 46-year-old man with high blood pressure, and he also had a chromosomal deficiency disorder and a developmental delay. And he passed away after drinking 3 charged lemonades in one day. Um, and just like Sarah, this lawsuit was filed arguing that Panera had failed to properly label the drink as an energy beverage and warn customers about the high caffeine levels and the risks associated with that. And finally, the third lawsuit, thankfully, was not a death. It was filed in January of 2024 by Lauren Scarrett. And this lawsuit was injury related, and it was filed against Panera by Lauren after claiming that she suffered from permanent cardiac injuries that were caused by the charged lemonade. Um, and while it was not fatal, she claimed that a high caffeine content resulted in long-term health damage. And this lawsuit uh, was adding on to the growing list of legal actions against Panera, and just opening the media up to what was happening with these drinks.
So Panera responded as soon as the lawsuits became public and people started to hear that the lemonade was dangerous. Panera removed the charged lemonade from its menu. But however, the company publicly stated that this was just a general menu update and it was not related to the lawsuits. And shortly after the death of Sarah Katz, Panera released a statement saying, "We were very saddened to learn this morning about the tragic passing of Sarah Katz, and our hearts go out to her family. At Panera, we strongly believe in transparency around our ingredients. We will work quickly to thoroughly investigate this matter." They released this statement because they were getting so much backlash from the public that they didn't want to seem like they had no idea what was going on. So they wanted to admit that they knew that it was public about these lawsuits, but they also did not want to admit that it was their lemonade that was causing the deaths. And the same week of the second wrongful death lawsuit was filed, bold warning stating contains caffeine started being used on the charged lemonades. But according to a CNN analysis of Internet Archives, those warnings were later removed. And so the public and media reactions, it was huge on TikTok, Instagram, and news outlets labeled charged lemonade as dangerous, while other social media users described it as death in a cup because of the high caffeine content without it being labeled. And TikTok users shared cautionary videos that went viral, and many customers expressed confusion, stating that they were very unaware of the drink's caffeine content until all of this surfaced. A lot of people were actually even drinking the charged lemonades, not even knowing that there was caffeine in them. And if they did, they had no idea that it was stronger than a cup of black coffee. And some were disappointed about the charged lemonade being discontinued, especially since it was like a vegan, supposed to be healthy alternative to coffee, tea, and soda. But instead, the reaction of the public more felt that Panera was completely negligent with warning about the high caffeine content.
So the continued denial and ethical dilemma regarding the situation only grew and grew more as the charged lemonade stayed on the menu. The Panera continued to deny this responsibility for the health incidents linked to the charged lemonade. This company stated that not only did they did not believe the beverage caused Sarah Katz's death, but they also maintained the confidence in the overall safety of their menu offerings. They also referred to the incident as an unfortunate passing, where they distanced the product from any direct cause. The company also emphasized that all ingredients and caffeine content were clearly listed on both online platforms and in store, implying that customers bore the responsibility of making these informed choices. Despite the multiple lawsuits and growing concerns from customer safety advocates, Panera did not issue or recall the beverage for an extended period. The company only made minor adjustments to labeling, such as moving caffeine disorders closer or disclosures closer to the product itself, but these changes were seen by many too little and too late. These choices reflect a major lapse in ethical responsibility towards customers, especially those with health vulnerabilities. Rather than acknowledging the potential flaws in customer communication or product risk, Panera's response only focused on the legal defensiveness over customer protection and the public trust they had, which only made people question the corporate accountability in the food and beverage company and marketing. There were many long-term effects from these lawsuits, where Panera denied the liability of each lawsuit filed, but they ultimately chose to settle them, where all the cases were dismissed with prejudice. They also removed the charged lemonade from self-service stations and permanently discontinued the product from the menu. Many of the lawsuits and media attention raised public concern over caffeine transparency in beverages. where it only highlighted the dangers of unregulated caffeine levels in drinks marketed as healthy or plant-based. This controversy did not lead to significant impact in Panera's overall business operations, as it's still seen all over social media and marketed online.
So in order for Panera to rebuild its public trust with their customers, they need to take visible steps to prioritize consumer health. An idea that could help in this case is to launch a health-focused brand ambassador program to shift their image towards safety and transparency. The American Heart Association is a great partner option in this situation due to their previous credibility and responsibility they've built over the last 100 years. The AHA and Panera working together would demonstrate nutritional responsibility, guide product development, and health security to their buyers, ultimately strengthening their reputation in the long run. So overall, the Panera Charged Lemonade scandal revealed that the life-altering dangers that come along with misleading marketing and lack of transparency. Therefore, the main lessons that can be learned are the importance of clear communication and the significance of accountability, especially when regarding health and safety. Lastly, this case serves as a reminder that what we consume should never be a mystery. Therefore, honesty and transparency should be ensured by companies moving forward in the food and beverage industry. And here are our works cited we use for our project, and thank you for listening.